Hello everyone, it's Matt here again. I'm going to do a real quick music showing video today. A couple of cassettes, several records, so let's dive right into it. First up, we have The Simpsons Sing the Blues that just arrived today. This was an eBay purchase. There's the tape. I really like the pull-out inlay card here. It's kind of neat. Yeah, my best friend back in the sort of early 90s had this on tape, and I've never owned it on any format, so I spotted it on eBay. Sort of on a whim, thought, I was thinking a little bid for that, and ended up winning it. I also got on tape, this is the last tape, I'm only showing two cassettes, U2, The Joshua Tree. Several of their classic songs on here, like With or Without You. There's the tape. Where the Streets Have No Name is on here. I still haven't found what I'm looking for is on here. That was $6 from a record store that I bought on a whim, actually. I didn't intend to buy it. I was buying a record, which I'll show you in a second, and I just saw the tapes at the back, and I thought, I'll grab that for $6. I don't have it on any format. Next up, we have, where is it? There it is back here. This is the 20th anniversary edition of Evanescence Fallen that my kids gave me for Father's Day, and I realized today that I hadn't shown it, so I thought I would show that to you guys. It actually, there's the back, it actually has extra tracks on it, like demo versions and some live versions and things like that. It comes on very pretty colored vinyl. Let me pull this out and show it to you. It's blue black smoke vinyl. I thought that was neat. So I do have like a plain Jane version of that album, but just a single disc, regular track listing. So I guess that will be replacing it. Next up, we have Now That's What I Call 40 Years Part 2. So November 1983 marked the 40th anniversary of the Now That's What I Call music albums in the UK. So there was a part 1 of this, which I didn't buy. The reason being is that they also put out a box, well, I was going to say a box set. It wasn't really a box, but you could order them all together, which had each decade one by one, right? So 83 to 92, I guess it would have been 93 to 02 and so on. And every track that was on part 1 was included on that series that I got, so there wasn't really any point in buying it. Doesn't look like they're doing that kind of decade by decade approach for this part 2 installment, so I just grabbed this one. It looks very pretty, and it's starts off with Duran Duran from 1983 all the way up to Olivia Rodrigo with Vampire. Don't know it, I don't think. Which was on Now 116 in 2023. So, yeah, it's a bit odd in some ways. I don't know why 1988 isn't even in here at all, which encompassed 3 different Now albums, but it's 1990 is missed as well. So, it's a little bit strange in some ways, but I think maybe they wanted to quickly get to the more modern stuff, sort of the 2000s onwards as quickly as possible, because that's what would appeal to youngsters, right? Appeal to youngsters. Same thing with this. This is, so last year also commemorated the 25th anniversary of the Now albums in the US. So there was a volume 1, which is right here. Okay. This is volume 2. And again, a little bit strange with the track listing. Neither of these, in even part 1, really focus much at all on the late 90s, early 2000s. A couple of tracks here and there, but almost all of it is 2010 onwards, like probably 3/4 of it. And I suppose, again, that's to appeal to the younger crowd. I'm not too sure, but it is on the silver vinyl, which is kind of nice, I guess. You know me, I could take or leave the colored vinyl, really, but that's what it came on. So, all right, we have. Now, I mentioned that I got that U2 tape, which was an afterthought because I went to the counter to buy a record, which looked very interesting. I'd never seen this before. Now, it turned out I paid about the going rate. I checked on Discogs, and what I paid for it's about what you would expect, but it seemed like a good deal to me at the time. And that's this, Pink Floyd, the alternate album. Pink Floyd, Another Side of the Moon, the alternate album. And these are alternate takes from Dark Side of the Moon. Obviously, it's a bootleg, of course. The track listing, I think, is the same as the original. And, you can see I paid the $32 for it right there. And it's on very quite pretty vinyl as well. I've later found out just from Discogs that there are several different variations of this with different, you know, marble patterns and that type of thing. It also came with this nice, well, I was going to say pull-out. It's actually a sleeve, but it looks kind of neat. It's glossy. So, yeah. The record was in its own just generic white inner sleeve, but I suppose originally it was in here. And on the back it says, Pink Floyd's masterpiece Dark Side of the Moon is one of the greatest records ever made, and we have all played it thousands of times. Well, I agree it's one of the greatest ever made. I can't claim to have played it thousands of times, but dozens maybe. But here we have something a bit different. This is an earlier mix of the album, quite different from the one we all know and love. It is from Abbey Road Master Tapes, December 1972. If you love Dark Side, try Another Side. So, I haven't listened to this yet. I have to confess, I just wanted to show it, because I need to clean it. Once I've cleaned it, then I'll give it a listen, and maybe I'll report back in a later video. But I just thought that was really neat. I'd never seen this before, and the gal that was working there at the store said, when she saw it, she's like, oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before. And, yeah, as I say, it's about the going rate, what I pay for it, depending on the variation. Seems like some of the different, you know, marble vinyl goes for a little bit more. This was kind of in the middle of the yellow one. But, so, yeah, I was pleased to find that. The reviews say it sounds decent. Again, I haven't played it, but I'll report back when I do. And, because, yeah, by all accounts, the audio quality is very, very passable. So, all right, that's it. Thanks as always for watching. I always appreciate everybody who comments and everybody who subscribes. And until next time, thanks again. Bye-bye.